In 1942, the United States Navy shelved a weapons patent from the most unlikely inventor in America, a Hollywood movie star billed as the most beautiful woman in the world. They told her to help the war effort a different way, by using her famous face to sell war bonds. Her name was Hedy Lamarr. And the idea inside that shelved patent now lives in every Wi-Fi router, Bluetooth device, and GPS signal on the planet. She knew exactly how the world saw her, and she refused to take it seriously. She was born Hedwig Eva Maria Kiesler in Vienna, in 1914, the only child of a bank director and a concert pianist. At 5 years old, she took her music box apart just to understand the machine inside, then rebuilt it, piece by piece. On long walks through Vienna, her father explained how printing presses and streetcars worked. Machines became her first language. But the world had already decided what a beautiful girl was for. A famous director discovered her at 16, and within a few years she was the most talked about and most scandalous young actress in Europe. At 18, she married Fritz Mandl, one of the richest arms dealers in Europe, a man who sold munitions to Mussolini's Italy. The marriage became a gilded cage. She described it herself. But the cage had one flaw. At Mandl's dinner table, generals and engineers discussed torpedoes, radio control, and jamming right in front of the pretty wife they assumed wasn't listening. They assumed wrong. She absorbed every word. In 1937 she escaped, by her own account disguised as her maid, and fled to Paris, then London, leaving both the marriage and Austria behind. In London she met Louis B., mayor of MGM, and sailed for America with a Hollywood contract and a brand new name, Hedy Lamarr. Her first American film, Algiers, made her a sensation overnight, and the studio gave her a title she would never escape. Howard Hughes lent her lab equipment for her movie set trailer. When she sketched him a faster wing design inspired by the fastest birds and fish, he told her plainly, "You're a genius." Then the war reached her. By 1940, German U-boats were sinking Allied ships in the Atlantic, and Hedy, an Austrian refugee watching from Hollywood, refused to just look beautiful. At a dinner party she met George Antheil, an avant-garde composer famous for synchronizing player pianos. She raised a problem she had overheard years before at her ex-husband's table: a radio-guided torpedo could be jammed. Their answer, a signal that never sits still. If the frequency keeps hopping, there is nothing to jam. Transmitter and receiver would jump together across 88 frequencies, one for every key on a piano, synchronized like two-player piano rolls. On August 11, 1942, their invention was granted United States Patent Number 2292387, a secret communication system. The Navy's verdict: too bulky to fit inside a torpedo. And besides, what could Hollywood's prettiest face possibly know about weapons? The file went into a drawer. So she served the only way they allowed. In a single fundraising drive in 1942, she raised $25 million in war bonds, over $340 million in today's money. 20 years later, during the Cuban Missile Crisis, frequency hopping finally sailed with the American fleet. Her patent had expired 3 years earlier. She never earned a single penny from the invention. Today her idea breathes inside Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and GPS's billions of devices, hopping frequencies in silence, all over the Earth. Recognition finally arrived in 1997, when the Electronic Frontier Foundation honored her with its Pioneer Award. She was 82. And in 2014, 14 years after her death, Hedy Lamarr was inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame. They told her to stand still and look beautiful. Instead, she invented the future. Every woman who has ever been underestimated carries a piece of Hedy's answer every single time her phone connects.